Okay, Tony Gaskins here. Now, y'all know. Let me turn my sauna on real quick. Get a little walk in. We were talking about getting this walking in, so y'all know when I get on my little walk, you can't really hear me too good because it get a little loud. So you just got to put your headphone in and don't be in the comments talking about you can't hear me. I do not care. It just me shooting this video make the walk go by a little faster. And I'm gonna tell you something. I was just talking to my son and we was talking about dreaming. And I told him the one thing that I noticed that every man lives with is regret. That's the one thing I noticed every man lives with, regret. And when I say man, I mean human. So we got to get to the point to where we stop selling ourselves short and we start pressing forward and we start getting what we came for and we start doing what our heart desires. It's coming to that place. But I just wanted to give y'all that little quick thing. But really what I want to talk about on here is the sad and pitiful state of men. Man, I have never seen, I don't know if this has always been the case, but I have never seen men this sorry. I've never seen it. And if you a man watching this, I pray that you feel a conviction to get your life together. So I got a reel, and every time when I go, if I click on my comments, I see that reel, and I see the comments in there. The reel where it's like a purple background, and I'm talking about if a man says his marriage is miserable, ask yourself these questions. Do you smoke? Do you get drunk? Do you watch porn? Do you masturbate? Do you go to the strip club? And then I say on there, men hate marriage because they hate themselves. And that's just the truth. It's just the reality. Because I'm a man. And I know as a man that when I'm giving what I need to give to my marriage, my wife reciprocates what she needs to give to the marriage. But when I'm not giving what I need to give to the marriage sucks. I hate marriage when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. When I'm not where I'm supposed to be mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Marriage sucks when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. But when you go look for that reel, you got to click on my page, click on my channel, click on videos, click on shorts, go to the shorts, look at that, and look at the comment from the men. I think it showed me that 30% of the viewers are men, but like 90% of the comments are from men. And it's just men not taking into context that this is just a small clip, but this is the clip that's saying we gotta hold us accountable. A man gotta look himself in the mirror. And the lack of accountability in men today is sickening. It is sickening. But what that tells me is that is a sign. That is a sign that Satan is doing something in this here society. Men are becoming lovers of themselves and haters of women. Men forming the Woman Haters Club like Alfalfa and the Little Rascals. And men are making excuses instead of making changes. And as men, We don't want to hold each other accountable because we want to be friends with each other. We want to be friends, and we want to be men that's trying to be butt buddies instead of being real with each other. After I finish this and get in my sauna and take me a shower, I got to go up to the office, meet with two of my homeboys. One of my homeboys that's coming up there, he tell me all the time, he smoke weed every day. For me, I see him an exception to the rule because he played in the NFL, and I know how CTE is when you play football your whole life, because I know how my brain is for playing football my whole life. So it's situations like that to where I say, if he don't have something that calms his brain down, I don't know where his brain will be at. But I still speak against marijuana. I still teach against it. That's the problem with men today, is we don't want to stand on nothing because we're afraid of who it's going to offend. Well, you talk to my homeboy, he's 6'4". If we got in a fight, he probably whoop my behind, but I still stand on what I stand on. And anytime he talk about me to somebody, he say, Tony real, Tony down to earth. Tony gonna be himself. He gonna stick to who he is. And so he know it. When he come around me, he be like, hey, Tony, man, you know how you be talking about grown boys? I'm a grown boy. I admit it. And just, he's stubborn, he's stuck in his ways. He a grown man. That's what I be trying to tell women too, when they be like, talk to men. This my homeboy. I know him since I was a child. He ain't changed his life that much. He done changed his life, but not in every area that I talk about. And he hear my message. He know my message. And he be like, man, hey, keep doing that. Keep talking about it. People gonna get mad. Forget him. He used the cuss word. He cussed like a sailor. I don't curse. Now, we don't hang out every day. We don't hang out every month, but I know him. So we meeting up there, I'm gonna talk with them. Me and we in real estate. We got a real estate company, real estate development company. And I remain who I am. When I get around them, I'm not cursing. I'm not cheating on my wife. I ain't doing nothing out the norm. I stay who I am so they could see this is real. This is consistent. This is what I consider real manhood. But at the same time, too, they see my mind. They get to see my success. They come into my office. And I got an office, and I got another office right next door to it. They get to see that. They just went up to my suite at the stadium to watch the game. I didn't even go. I gave them all the tickets. So they get to see that. So they get to see the byproduct of the lifestyle that I chose to live. And that's my witness. That's my ministry. But see, we live in a day to where men are becoming so weak. And it is disgusting to me. It is sickening to see the amount of soft, dang-a-lang in the booty men who don't want to look themselves in the mirror and be a man and see where we need to change as men, instead of trying to make a woman change, instead of trying to point fault at a woman, instead of trying to argue and beat on a woman and go back and forth with a woman and worry about what a woman doing and worry about a woman faults, instead of letting God deal with her and men dealing with men. We got a bunch of men who is gay and acting like they straight. If you is gay, say you gay. If you want you a man, say that you want a man. And stop hating women. Stop forcing yourself to be with a woman to where you got to be online arguing with women, going back and forth with women, going back and forth with a real man about what it is to be a real man, when I'm living it 10 toes down in the trenches as a real man and benefiting from being a real man. And then you sitting over there, sorry, want to argue with a grown man when you're broke, busted, and disgusted, and life can't get right, can't do right, because you don't want to listen, don't want to hear nothing, want to be offended. But see, this is the thing about it. One thing I know about men is men do not run from the smoke in the dark. What I mean by males. See, what ladies don't understand, this is what women don't understand. A man who watched this message, he gonna watch the whole message. He gonna listen to it. And if you listening to this and you still choose to be a cucumber in the booty man, you're gonna pay a far greater price than being able to look yourself in the mirror and say, what do I need to do? See, this is the thing. I know women not perfect. I've been married going on 17 years. My wife is not perfect. We done went through everything couples go through. I just was talking to my son about it, 16 years old. We done went through it all. I know women ain't perfect. I know women could lie. I know women could manipulate, deceive, connive, cheat, backstab, corroborate, everything. I know that. But I can't get caught up with that. I got to focus on who I am as a man. Who am I in the dark? Who am I when nobody's looking? Because guess what? My wife can't get me into heaven. I got to do what I got to do to be pleasing in the sight of God. But what she can do is help me go to hell if she chooses to do the wrong thing and I choose to follow her. Or if she chooses to do something and I choose to stoop to that level. Men got to worry about men. You got to stop. So here go to, a guy was like, he seen the video where I'm saying, if you think your marriage you think marriage sucks, ask yourself these questions. The guy's like, oh, well, can you post a part of the video where you ask, where the women ask themselves the question? That's the problem. That is not a masculine trait. That is not a masculine trait, and that screams that you was not raised around real men. You was raised around grown boys. Because a real man does not say, well, what about the woman? Well, what does the woman ask herself? Well, what are the women responsible for? Real men don't ask that. Real men say, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. What do I need to change? What do I need to do? And if I make the changes that I need to make, and I'm living the way I need to live, if my woman don't want to live right, don't want to make the changes she need to make, guess what? She gonna get left. That's what a real man gonna do. A real man is not fixing to be tit for tat with no woman. Real man not finna be fighting with no woman, arguing, cussing, and beating on no woman. Real man not finna be out cheating, revenge cheating. Real man ain't finna be offense cheating, cheating first, or cheating second, or cheating last. A real man gonna say, okay, listen, I gave you all of me. I gave you emotional intelligence. I gave you provision. I gave you protection. I gave you consideration. I gave you communication. I tried to teach you the difference between a grown man and a grown boy. But because you bought into the idea that nice guys finish last, that good guys finish last, people now is playing a semantics game of, oh, there's good men who are not nice guys. That's a lie. That's a lie. If you're a good man, you're going to be nice to a woman. A good man is not playing mind games with a woman. A good man is going to love a woman, but a good man also is going to communicate to that woman. So it is true with some humans to where if you are a man and you complimenting this woman every day, she's going to start to need those compliments and want those compliments and depend on those compliments. But if she don't take and compliment you, what a real man is going to do is say, hey, you know, I noticed that one of your necessities in a relationship is words of affirmation. Well, that's also one of my needs in a relationship, words of affirmation. And that's why I give you words of affirmation. So I need the same in return. And although I may have made it more comfortable for me, a part of a relationship is stretching. A part of a relationship is getting out of your comfort zone. See, a real man gonna sit down and have that conversation. He gonna say what she might not want to hear. She might want to argue. Then he gonna say, hey, listen, I'm trying to talk to you and express myself to you in a mature and healthy way. But I want to let you know, I'm not going to say this too many times. So what I'm noticing is you reacting from your trauma from your last relationship. You reacting from your trauma from your dad. You taking what you went through with somebody else and you projecting onto me. I'm not going to stand for it because I'm in the healing factory. And I need you to get in the healing factory as well. And if you're unwilling to heal and grow, I got to go. That's what a real man gonna do. That's what a nice man gonna do. See, a lot of people is slow because we live in a slow society. So people get words confused. People think nice means soft. Nice don't mean weak. Look in the dictionary. Nice is not a synonym for weak. You could be nice, but yet still be direct. You could be nice and yet still be firm. You could be nice and yet still be transparent and honest and communicative while being nice. This is what I need you to understand. So listen, a real man gonna have that talk. A real man gonna sit down and say, hey, this is what I need if he's not being given that. Especially when he is giving. See, a real man is gonna be faithful. A real man is gonna be kind. A real man is gonna be nice. A real man is gonna be committed. A real man is gonna be responsible. A real man is going to communicate. A real man is gonna be selfless. A real man is gonna be giving. Like right now, I'm not swimming in no money. But since I was up to 3 o'clock in the morning shopping for my wife's Christmas, I woke up this morning shopping for her Christmas because I want to get it in and get it out the way. And I probably spent just a tad bit more than I wanted to, and now I'm done now. Unless the Lord send me a blessing, I'm done. But I give my wife far above and beyond. And when I give her my absolute best, guess what she gives me? Her absolute best. See, the Lord done blessed us to where I'm in my home gym. And our house have these different rooms and stuff. It's a lot. My wife has had a cleaning service and she fired her. She's had a laundry lady and she fired her because she got an A-type personality. She like to do stuff her certain way. But cleaning up a house, she don't even like us to help Like she like us to pick up out there herself, but she don't want me to go wash the dishes. Cause she said I don't wash them the way she want them to be washed. So she that type of personality. So some people like, oh, help your wife. But I know the wife I got. Now we got to take the stuff out of the attic for Christmas. That's where she want me to help at. Climb that ladder, get this really heavy stuff, slide it down, put it on the ground, pick it up, take it into the living room. That's where she want me to help. She don't want me to cook. She don't want me to clean. She want me to lift heavy stuff, reach stuff that's too high, stuff of that nature. So I know who I got. So when I'm not giving her my best, she's not cleaning. She's not cooking. She's not giving me her best. But when I, as a man, who is the head of this household, who God has put in charge, when I give my all, guess what? My wife reciprocates. Because I chose a woman with the head on my shoulder and not the head that's in my pants. If you choose a woman with the head that's in your pants, you are not a man. You are a grown boy. And it's time to become a man. When you choose a wife, you choose a woman with character, with dignity, with self-respect, with self-love. You choose a woman who is going to reciprocate what you give. If you chose a woman who is a whore because you are a whore, that is your fault. You still have to look yourself in the mirror and realize that you chose a broken and lost woman because you was a broken and lost man. That is why your marriage is miserable. As a man, you have to accept responsibility for that because you chose her. You had to get on one knee and you had to ask her, will you marry me? That's your fault as a man. If my wife show up and she is a no good woman, that's on me. I got to take everything I done put out here, everything I done stood on, everything I stand for, and I got to eat that. And I got to say, that's on me. I chose her. That's what a man do. A man don't curl up in no corner. Oh, what about the woman? Post a video about the questions that the woman is supposed to ask herself. Boy, you a punk. Man up and shut that mess up. Look yourself in the mirror and be a man. Stop sitting around here crying and complaining about the woman you chose. That's on you. See, this is the thing that ticked me off. With these punks out here. That's why women is on a pole, because of punk fathers. That's why sex trafficking is running rampant, because of punk fathers. That's why that these women is online talking about they suck thing every day, and they okay with their man cheating on them, and they okay with threesomes, and they okay with their man going to the strip club because of punk men. Women out here is lost, dumb as a box of rocks because of punk fathers. And then still we have today, men still want to be punks, still want to be in the comments of a grown man who done accepted responsibility, who raising my children from one woman in the same house, standing on business, and you want to argue with me as a man. Shut that mess up. When you got a tenth of what God had gave me, then we could talk. When you got the peace and the love and the happiness and the prosperity that come from God, from living a righteous lifestyle, and I ain't got to beg for no money. I ain't got to stand in a pulpit and twist your arm during tithes and offering to get no money off of you. I get out here and I get mine. That's what a man do. My wife and kids ain't got to want for nothing, because I'm going to get out here and get it. That's what a man do. You don't see me going on comment pages on the gossip blogs and posting. And every last one of y'all punks keep talking about, oh, you another Derrick Jackson. I was doing this 5-7 years before he thought about doing it. And the reason why you know him is because he was clout chasing. Never once in my life have I commented on the Shade Room, on the Spiritual Word, on Hollywood Unlocked. I have never left a comment trying to get clout, trying to get likes, trying to get notified. When you come on my videos, I don't even say hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share, hit the notification. I don't ask for nothing. I go to God, and God got me. You need to have that punk come up out of you. I'm casting out the demon of punkism right now. That's what's wrong with society. We got a bunch of punks that don't want to be men, that don't want to look in the mirror, that don't want to accept responsibility. And then we want to sit around here. You sitting with your thumb in your booty, with a dead-end job, arguing with a real man who done lived by the teachings and the laws of God and done reap the benefits. And you talking about, oh, you pandering to women. Watch my videos. And you tell me one video where I done told a woman a lie. Tell me one video where I done lied to a woman to get her favor. When you go watch these videos, you're going to see the women in the comments mad with me for telling the truth. I ain't got to pander. When you serve God, you don't have to pander to nobody. That's why I ain't got to comment on no blog page. That's why I ain't got to ask for no handouts. That's why I ain't got to tell you to hit the like and hit the share and hit the subscribe. Because I know who I am. Because I serve God. And I got a righteous indignation. Because I am disgusted by the men of today. So many of these men is nasty, sorry, disgusting, and weak. And we don't want to look in the mirror and be men. I got to be around real men. I got to be around men who gonna look themselves in the mirror and say, it's on me. It's on me. I'm not arguing with no woman no more. I ain't putting hands on no woman no more. I ain't going back and forth with no woman no more. I ain't chasing after no woman no more. I'm gonna be me, who God called me to be. And a real woman gonna see that. And she gonna receive that. And she gonna reciprocate that. And that's what you got to realize and understand about manhood. Sick and tired of it. I am sick and tired of punks, soft, scary, won't go fix your trauma. And I'm going to tell y'all ladies something. When you see men talking to men, stay out the conversation. Don't tell me how to talk to these punks. Don't tell me how to talk to no grown boy. Because as you have seen, they mama who pushed them out of her vagina being nice to them has not done them no good. They daddy ain't done them no good. They school teachers ain't done them no good. The police officers ain't done them no good. Somebody got to talk to them. Stop being a punk and look yourself in the mirror and stop making excuses for yourself. Stop worrying about what a woman doing and focus on what you're supposed to be doing. And when you start doing what you're supposed to be doing as a man, you're going to realize that a real woman, she want to stand beside you. She want to support you. She want to follow your lead. She want to buy into your vision. She want to be there because she know that you know who you are. Get your life together. Hey, this Tony Gasson. Y'all got to forgive me. This thing here, I'm serious about this thing. So now, if you a grown boy, you gonna call this video pandering to women, even though I done spent 30 minutes talking to a man. And if you standing right in front of me, I'll tell you the same thing. Any man and every man I meet, I stand on the same thing. Go watch the podcast I was on with them two young men. And I told that young man that nose ring in his nose is emulating another man. And that man was a false person who was in ballet school, who then became a thug rapper. And he emulating a lost and confused individual who end up having his life taken. But yet we want to worship that. We want to worship that like it did something for us. We want to worship that because we don't know what it is to be a man. Right in front of men's face, I will tell them exactly what I feel, exactly what I think, exactly what the Lord done put on my heart. And you ain't never met a man. You ain't never met a man that done told you, oh, Tony Gasson wasn't standing on that when I seen him in person. When I brought him, when we sat down and talked about it, he wasn't standing on that right then. I talked to the man that was on the podcast with me. I talked to him one-on-one on the phone. And you could talk to that man and he'll tell you everything I said on that video, I said to him on that phone. And I stood on it. And I actually had to ask for forgiveness because I had slipped outside of myself and threatened another man's life. And I had to reel that in as that ain't no real man. Lord, forgive me. So I still have to check myself. But I'm sick and tired of it. And listen, we finished. I'm praying the Lord don't give us no slap you in the mouth tribe to start slapping these men in the mouth for this foolishness. Soft, weak, lost, and don't know what it is to be a man. Round here jacking off all the time, watching all this porn, in all these strip clubs, lost and confused little boys in grown men body, cheating on your woman, lying, backbiting, deceiving, manipulating. That is not manhood. That's boyhood in a grown man body, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself because you're ruining society. And that's why your daughter gonna end up popping it on a handstand in that pole down there on one of these clubs because her daddy is a punk. You got the man up before it get too late. You got the man up before your son got his brains spilled on the asphalt because his daddy never grew up. Learn how to be a man and shut up making excuses.